Looking for the perfect gift for someone you love? Perhaps you're in search of something unique to treat yourself. Discover the beauty of uniquely created hand-stamped jewelry. Locally owned and crafted with love, our collection features rings, bracelets, keychains, and pendants made from durable aluminum and paired with natural beads. Enjoy necklaces on sterling silver-plated chains and earrings with sterling silver hooks for a touch of elegance. Each piece is hand-stamped and one of a kind, making it uniquely yours. Plus, we offer custom orders, and we ship nationwide. Find us on Facebook and Instagram today and fall in love with your perfect piece, uniquely created just for you. Uniquely created hand-stamped jewelry in Crossville.
Anyway, so Pretty Clothes Shoppe was birthed, not this last summer, but the summer before. And I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with the clients that were consigning with me. I fell madly in love with the clients that were shopping with me.
Right.
And it felt good. And then the more I kept spending time, this place was little.
Welcome to What's Up Crossville, your go-to podcast for all the happenings in our quaint Tennessee town. Whether you've been here for generations or have just moved to enjoy our slower, friendlier pace of life, this is the place to connect with the heart and soul of Crossville. Here, we dive deep into the facts, share true stories, and get to know our neighbors a little bit better. Each episode aims to inform, inspire, and entertain, steering clear of the negative noise and controversies often found outside in the world today. This is Melissa Ellis, and I'm here to ask, what's up, Crossville? So it's What's Up, Crossville. Today I have Lindsey Armes of the Pretty Clothes Shoppe. Lindsey got her start. I don't even know if it was your start, but I know that you were teaching before you opened the shop. So what inspired you to make that transition?
It was very, it was not planned at all. I was a teacher for 17 years.
Oh, wow.
I taught in Florida for a year in Tampa, and then I went out to LA and taught for 11 years, and then came home and taught locally at Crab Orchard
Right.
for 5 or 6 years. And, as teachers, we're rolling in the money.
Oh, of course.
We're really making bank.
Why would you give up such a profession?
Come on.
Yachts, mansions.
And we really needed some extra money.
Yeah.
So I was like, I love clothes. I really do, but I can't afford clothes on this budget.
Right.
And I can't be the only one that feels this way. So I would really like to, just for 2 months, do a little pop-up. We're going to call it Pretty Clothes Shoppe. We're going to call it what it is. Because, I don't understand why people name businesses that don't describe what it is.
Right.
I
get so confused. It kind of doesn't go with branding at all.
At all.
No idea.
Name it what it is and take the guesswork out. So, anyway, so Pretty Clothes Shoppe was birthed, not this last summer, but the summer before. And I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with the clients that were consigning with me. I fell madly in love with the clients that were shopping with me.
Right.
And it felt good. And then the more I kept spending time, this place was little bitty. It was smaller than 500 square feet, the first location.
Right.
And would flood from door to door.
Oh no.
But I loved being there no matter what. Get the shop back out, bring all the towels. And I found that I was working really, really hard, but I loved it.
Right.
And then I started reflecting on teaching. And I worked really, really hard there and loved, in past tense, it.
Right.
And it has nothing to do with the children.
Oh, I bet it
nothing to
doesn't.
do with the parents. Nothing to do with my principal at Crab Orchard. I love them. My emails lovetoteachschool@gmail.com. Like, I love it. But I feel that I can say this now. I've been on several podcasts and have been interviewed, and I never really wanted to talk about education.
Right.
But I feel like I can now.
I have a feeling you're about to, answer something I was about to ask. Go ahead.
Yeah. And I think it's something that not only you want to ask, but I think parents are wondering, what's going on?
You nailed it. I'm sure, and I see this with a lot of teachers who are phenomenal teachers.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that any of them lose that, excellency, in their teaching. But I think, I feel like there's so much red tape and there are so many laws being put into position, and there are so many things that they feel like they can't teach anymore.
Right.
And you see that, when they first start, they're all like, glistening and glowing, and they're ready. I'm going to educate these young minds.
Yes.
And just in years, they're just like, what am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't reached anybody because I have to do this,
mm-hmm.
and I don't feel like I'm educating.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wondering if that's part of it.
That definitely, that was part of it. And I remember it had flooded at the shop, and I had the shop back out, and I was sweating, and I was literally in like a tank top and nasty, like green, gross. But I found myself, I would rather do that than feel stifled in what I'm teaching. And that was a real aha moment.
Wow.
When the curriculum was changed 2.5 years ago, I felt like it became more teacher-centered and state-centered versus what the children wanted to learn about.
Right.
And there's so much research behind, and research I did during my master's program in education. There's so much research behind children have to be interested to learn.
Oh, absolutely.
No child wants to learn about where to put a comma if it's not about something that they can connect to.
Right.
They want to write about. And so I couldn't wrap my head around it.
No, I understand that. My sister, Amanda, did not like reading, and she's like an avid reader now.
Mm-hmm.
But when my mother was trying to get us all to read, I would read Sweet Valley Twins, and my sister Jess, she would read anything thrown at her. She loved reading. Mandy, she was given Mad magazines.
Yeah.
And that's what interested her. She loved reading Mad magazine comics, and that's what got her in. And now she's a reader. She reads more than I've taken time off from reading. I tell people, I'm like, I just finished my master's degree. I don't read anymore right now.
No.
I'm taking time off.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, I mean, like, she was interested in that. My mother knew to kind of nurture that and foster that through what she was interested in.
Yeah. And that's the secret.
It is.
To education, is finding what those children are interested in and capitalizing on that.
Yes.
So, and many other things kind of unfolded in that area. But my principal, she was wonderful. She understood. But it was that coupled with the lot of love experience that we've started offering, which I'm sure we can talk about more.
Absolutely.
So after I had cleaned the shop, was disgusting, decided to, I'm just going to open it. This is life. This is what we're doing here. At about 4:00 in walks a woman who had been, you can tell she'd been cleaning all day. She looked like me. And she had her daughter with her. And they were shopping. And I was trying to communicate with them. I wish I spoke multiple languages. I don't, but I'm going to. And she was talking with her daughter, and I could tell that she was going to buy whatever her daughter wanted, and she would look at a few things for herself, and she'd put it away. And I was like, no, this woman has worked all day long.
Right.
And probably worked 7 days a week. And here she's bringing her daughter in to buy whatever, she needs, but wasn't going to buy one thing for her. So I was watching that, helping the daughter try on her few pieces. Mom kept looking at this green dress that was going to be beautiful on her. And I said, try it on. And no. I said, try it on. Let's just see what it looks like.
Right.
So she went and put it on. Beautiful. She stood taller. She let her hair down, and she had these brown eyes, and she looked at me, and she smiled through her eyes.
Oh, wow.
And I looked at the daughter, and the daughter looked at her differently.
Oh.
And that's when I thought to myself, she needs to have that dress. She can't afford to have that dress. I'm going to figure out how to give her that dress.
Right.
So I found the consignor, and I looked at the tag. It's all organized. Found the consignor, and I said, hey, I've got a lady I really want to give this dress to. I'll pay you your percentage, but I just,
Right.
And she's like, no, I give it to her. Okay. So out she comes. I bag up daughter's pieces, and I said, and this is for you. And, she didn't have the money.
Right.
And I said, take it. And from that moment on, I was like, it is time. This is what I want to do.
I love that.
Yeah.
And you started out by saying, you always loved clothes, but you didn't have the budget for it.
Nope.
And you knew that in your heart of hearts, you could not be the only person in this world that has this issue. Mm-hmm. And I spoke to Becky Simons of Naturally Sassy, the other day. And she told her story that the reason she started her shop was because she has eczema, and all her daughters did. She couldn't wear like the lotions and the perfumes and use the soaps that everybody else did. So she started creating her own. And she goes, of course, that by the end of, so much time, she had nothing but stock in her house and was like giving it away as gifts.
Yes.
But eventually it just came to the point of, I'm going to start this shop because I can't be the only person that is suffering the same way I have been. And I would like to give that to them.
Yep.
And I think that when we base our businesses and our, on our passions and just that kind of, I say mindset that, I really could have used this in my, I do music consulting for a lot of artists, a lot of venues. And in my mind, it started out with, I can make a little extra money. I'm not going to be playing music for the rest of my life. But then I was getting my master's, and I realized I have 30 plus years in the entertainment industry. And that's something, that knowledge could be dispensed to people. And in my mind, it's like, what if I could help people avoid the same pitfalls that I fell into? And so, we follow these passions, and I think that that's a fire that almost can't be extinguished.
No, it can't be. And for me, I know when I put on something that I feel pretty in, I'm unstoppable.
Yes.
Period. And that there's science behind that too.
Well, you look very unstoppable today. I'm in my yoga pants and my tank top, so I don't feel very unstoppable. But you look very unstoppable.
You look great.
I took a shower today, and I felt great.
Yes. But you know what I'm saying? When you step on stage.
Right.
When you have on something that just makes you feel,
oh, I'm on fire. But I'm also a different person on stage than I am in real life.
Do you have a stage name?
It is Melissa Ellis, believe it or not.
Do you know who Sasha Fierce
I
is?
do know. Oh, yes. I wish I had something like that. What kind of started with me, I kept my maiden name as my stage name just to protect my family and to save myself on rebranding. I went through a divorce, and that was kind of messy in terms of trying to rebrand my music. So
you're always going to be Melissa Ellis.
I'm always going to be Melissa Ellis.
Love your husband.
Oh, yeah. And I legally have his name, and he doesn't mind. It does not bother him a bit because he's a musician too. He gets it. But several years ago, there was an article written about me, and they referred to me because I was doing some jazz, and I had a very Southern spitfire or a Southern accent. And I'd just come out of bluegrass, and they were like, she's a Southern spitfire, because I guess a lot of jazz artists are very refined in their sound, and mine was very bluesy and kind of girthy, and I growled a lot and everything. So I was referred to as a Southern spitfire. And I wrote a song about it, which was a horrible song. I hated that song. It was a bad song. So I don't play it much. But it became the tag. So it's Melissa Ellis, the Southern Spitfire. And so
okay.
that might be as closest to Sasha Fierce as I can probably get.
Sasha Fierce is Beyonce.
Yes.
For the one, you know.
Yeah, for anybody who doesn't know. And I remember when that came out, I was like, what? I thought maybe she had like some kind of personality disorder. And then when I heard what it was, I was like, oh,
okay, kind of
awesome.
awesome.
That works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So tell me, all right, you said, what was it? Lots of love?
Lot. Like you get a.
Like I knew it wasn't locks of love.
Right.
But
like it's not meant to be a lot, like a bunch of things, but it's like something.
right.
So it's a lot of love.
Lot of love. Tell me about that.
Well, we strive to help 4 ladies a month that are either interviewing or pivoting to a different phase in their life.
Yes.
And we give them 2 to 4 free outfits. They get a free haircut from 2 or 3 local hair salons that have literally reached out to me. I've not had to ask. They came to me with that open heart to want to serve. And then a nail salon in town reached out and said, we would really like to do their nails. And then I've had 2 facialists. I don't know what they're actually called. Skin expert.
Yes.
They have recently reached out and said if any of them have some skin discoloration that they'd like some work with to give them more confidence, they want to do that. There's been local restaurants that have just stopped by and brought gift cards for their restaurant.
Nice.
So these ladies, they definitely get the 4 outfits from me and my consigners. They get a haircut, they get their nails done, and then they definitely get their little meal.
Right.
For after their interview or whatever they need. And then they go on their interview. Now, I do have a group of women called Helping in Heels.
Oh.
That could be cowboy heels. That could be stiletto heels. That could be wedge heels or whatever.
Really?
But if any of those ladies need help writing their resume or interview skills, we open the shop up and those ladies come in and work with them on that.
No kidding. I had no idea, you guys. I knew about the clothes, and I think I knew a little bit about the hair. I did not know about the others. And it blows my mind, even though it really shouldn't, how people have just kind of come out of the woodworks to just pour their hearts into something.
This community, Cumberland County, unbelievable amount of kindness and support and love and genuine, where can I help? And please don't recognize me for that.
Yes.
That exists here in this community. It's remarkable. It makes me want to do better and be better.
Right.
And the girls that we help, the women that we help, they know this is by no means a handout.
Right.
As my husband, he coined it so perfectly. He said, Lindsey, you're not giving them a handout. It's a hand up.
Yes.
They have earned all of these little gifts that you're offering them because they've made it this far.
Right.
And so I share that with these ladies. And a lot of the ladies that come, they're all recommended from either an employer or a recovery center or the high school or Rhone State or TCAT.
Right.
A lot of the ladies don't even know why they're coming to the shop.
Oh my gosh.
They're brought by their friend or by their employer or by their professor.
Wow.
So it's very emotional.
I was gonna say, I bet that's a very emotional moment. Just oh wow. Now I knew I had interviewed Jessica Nolde of Recovering Crossville, and your name did come up. We just released the episode this week, and so we talked about you, and that's what kind of brought on this. And I was like, I told her, I was like, I had invited Lindsey, but she's really busy. She was moving out to, Cookville. So she didn't have time. And it was just within days after I had it might have been the same day actually, that I talked to Jessica. You'd message like, okay, I'm available if we can do it. And I was like, oh, thank gosh.
No, it was
like,
always on my radar to do it, to get to come.
Yeah.
I was so excited. I knew for me, I had to be present. You know how that goes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can absolutely, yes. I'm that way. I'm like that this morning. I've had 1 cup of coffee, and I feel like it's a 3 cup of coffee day.
Oh, I'm on my 3rd cup and a red Solo cup on ice. That's what I'm drinking. Coffee on ice and a red
I thought you
Solo
had a
cup.
very sorority girl look this morning.
Oh, no. This is Solo cup because my
it's
dishes are dirty.
Hey, I almost made a joke this morning. Mark Baldwin posted that we're in a serious drought right now. And I don't know how serious because I didn't read the whole thing, but I just kind of glanced at it. And what I saw in it was Melissa doesn't have to do laundry or dishes. So I need to get like Solo cups and paper plates. So that's what I read into that.
I would too. Yeah, I don't need to water the garden.
Nope.
Got to be respectful.
I love that you do this for the community.
It's really, it's just special. And I like to talk. People come into the shop and they're like, Lindsey, why don't you talk about it more? Because I don't talk about it a whole lot because I'm not looking for the pat on the back.
No.
I mean, I've pivoted in my life 2 or 3 times.
Oh, absolutely.
And if it weren't for women reaching behind and pulling me up, like, I don't know, I mean, yes, I strive to work hard every single day, but it was really nice to have those ladies reach behind and pull me up and go, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
So I feel like I want to do that for 4 to 8 women every month. And they come back.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Like, they come back, they tell me what's going on, they shop with me, they bring their friends. It's a family.
I love that.
Yeah.
You
me too.
I know. I've only been to your store twice, and a lot of that has to do with I don't have a lot of. Well, and I think I came to your store for the first time towards the end of the school year. And if I have my kids, I don't do any shopping with them because all I hear is, I want to go home. I want to go home. Yeah. And that's not fun for me. So maybe in the fall when I can shake them off of me, we can do that.
Yeah.
But your prices are incredible.
Again, that's the mission. Adorable and affordable. Mom and I, growing up, we would go to the thrift stores. We would go to Goodwill.
Yeah.
Like, that was our budget.
Oh, yeah.
And I still do thrifting and I consign. But I just remember, like, it was not something that we could do to just go to the mall flippantly and go and spend.
No, those are special days.
Yeah, those are special days. And Chick-fil-A better be open on the days that we go.
So don't go on Sunday.
Don't go on Sunday. And so I started researching that too. Like, women only spend 10% of their income on themselves.
Yes.
90% of their money goes to their household.
Yeah.
And how can a lady afford to buy anything for herself on 10%?
I know.
So that's when Adorable and Affordable birthed.
Yes.
And then, as I love to go to the Goodwill and I love to go to all the thrift stores, I noticed that, and there's nothing against it, but some of them smell.
Yes.
And some of them, the racks are so thick that you can't look.
Really shop.
And for a girl that really likes clothes, that stuff kind of matters. So
it does.
I really wanted my shop to look beautiful. I wanted the clothes to be in great condition. I wanted it to be quality pieces that you or I could wear for years to come.
Yeah.
We steam everything that comes in. It's all color coded. It's all by size. There'll be 1 or 2 people that will come in and be like, Lindsey, you don't have anything on your racks. Well, 1, we've been busy all day.
That's a good problem to have.
And 2, that's intentional. We want women to feel like they're in a luxury boutique.
Right.
Where there's only a few selected pieces to choose from.
Correct.
So
it's not like Walmart.
No. And girl, I want to just say this is from Walmart.
Oh, is it? That's cute as a button.
Yeah. It's skirts. Did you know that a skirt used to be called what was it called?
Culottes?
No.
Okay.
Even cuter. Scooter skirt.
A what?
Scooter skirt.
Why are we not coining that now?
I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it a scooter skirt.
So I've got my scooter skirt on. Yeah, from Walmart. Or as my grandpa would have said, Walmarket.
The Walmarket. Mm-hmm. We call it the Walmarts.
The Walmarts.
We have to have an S. Yeah. I think the Walmarts.
Yes. Yeah. Walmarket.
So do you guys, just to be kind of silly, do you guys clean out the pockets of all your clothes that come in?
Yes.
That's a game for my sisters and I when we go Goodwilling.
Yes.
We try it on. We're like, oh, it's got pockets. Who wants to check inside?
Let's
it's
see
like,
what type of Kleenex.
It's really, yes, and it's always a Kleenex.
Yeah.
Now,
Or
you know,
purses.
my mom passed away in 2020, and I got one of her jackets. And as gross as this sounds, I remember putting it on for the first time years later because I put on a lot of weight when she passed away, and I could not wear her clothes. I could wear it in 2022, 2023, put it on, put my hands in the pockets. One pocket had her leather gloves that we were like, oh my gosh. And I didn't have any gloves. And I was like, ooh, mom's leather gloves. The other one had one of her infamous Kleenexes.
Oh, gosh.
And as gross as it was, I was like, I just took a picture of it and I sent it to my sisters. I'm like, I got gloves and one of mom's Kleenexes. And all of us were like, oh, it's mom's Kleenexes.
Yes.
But I don't want somebody else's Kleenexes.
No.
I draw the line there.
No.
I draw the line at mom.
No. Yeah, keep it there for sure. It's funny you say that. I put on my grandmother's overcoat because she used to wear overcoats when she'd go to work. And it was always cold in Illinois. And it's bright pink. So I'm going to have it up at the shop. But I put my hands in the pockets and her gloves were in there too. So I know that feeling.
I loved it.
Yes. And did you put the gloves on?
I did. Here's
they
the thing.
fit?
They fit beautifully. What I was wearing them for was I was actually on my way to sing a Christmas song during the WCTE Christmas parade in Putnam County in Cookeville. And I needed a jacket, and I was going to be on TV, and I didn't want to look. And jackets are not really pretty for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't find them very pretty or flattering. But she had a really pretty jacket. And then I had the leather gloves, and I was like, oh, I'm wearing these on television tonight. I was so excited.
Love it.
But I can't believe, you bringing up the 10% statistic for women. We only spend 10% on ourselves. And that's very true. My last pregnancy, I was 42 when I had my last one. And we were in Knoxville, and I hadn't told anybody I was pregnant yet. My family knew, my little boys and my husband knew. And I told my youngest at the time, who is now 10, I was like, hey, we got to go to Target because mommy needs to get special clothes again for maternity. And we're not going to be there long because I already felt guilty that I was having to bring my 4-year-old at the time. And we're just going to buy a few clothes. And his attitude, he's a shopper of the family. He was like, oh, good, because I needed some jeans. And he had a list for me. And sure enough, we walked out with more clothes for him than for myself.
Then for you, it's expensive.
It really is.
Like, it shouldn't be.
No, and you did great at prom.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so my son's girlfriend, her name is Audrey.
Love.
Okay, you know who it is.
Oh.
It was her senior prom, so I'm going to give her a lot of leeway on this, but it became the running joke with our family. She had a new prom dress, it seemed like every 2 weeks.
Yeah, she did.
She just couldn't find the perfect one. And I was like, Audrey, you are spending so much money. And then she was like, oh, but Lindsay just notified, or I guess she posted it, and her mom, Desiree, was like, we want that.
Oh, yeah.
And she's probably spent less than a lot of other girls.
Yeah.
On 3 dresses that she owned, or 4, I don't know how many she owned, and she ended up selling them all as she went.
Yes.
But, oh my gosh.
The one that she bought, and I don't think she'd care me sharing this now, was one that was donated to the shop. And it was beautiful.
I saw it. It was gorgeous.
And I said to the lady, you'll get your percentage and blah, 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 blah. And she said, no, I want you to sell this and take all of the proceeds and give it to some girl to get her hair and makeup done.
Okay, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember you doing that.
So we sold it very, very affordably. And then we did a drawing for a girl to go and get her hair and nails done. And she got the money, all of it, and she went and got her hair and nails done for the prom.
Oh, I love that. So how many prom customers did you have?
I'd say 70.
Really?
70, 75.
That's quite a bit.
Yeah, we had a lot. And then whatever didn't sell went to the church, Cumberland Fellowship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Say yes to the dress. I think they have that.
Yes. And it was insane to me because I thought a lot of the women would want to come back and get their dresses because those dresses are expensive. They spend a lot of money.
Yes.
I'd say 85% of them said, just give it away.
Oh, wow.
Give it away. Granted, it did clear up their closet. Yes. But
that's kind of where I'm usually at. I'm like, just don't bring it back.
They could have probably sold it, you know, and made a little something.
Maybe.
But they just said, give it. Yeah.
I know that feeling, though. Just, you know, when I'm just done with something, and I know I can probably make extra money on something else. The first thing I'm like, I just want it out of my closet. And secondly, I think of, well, you know, this particular outfit or dress, I got to do this with it.
Yeah.
I have a good memory with it. It made me feel good.
Well, you brought a dress.
I did.
Yeah.
I wore it during the Josie Awards, the red carpet event. I was nominated for 2 awards that year, and I wore it on the red carpet. I think it was in 2022. I loved that dress.
Yeah. And the little girl, she's in 7th grade. She wore it to her end of year dance.
Oh, wow.
And looked like $1 million.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I almost wish I could have seen pictures of that.
I'll send you some.
Oh, really? You have them? I would love to see that. But yeah, I had no business. I wasn't going to wear it on a red carpet again. And I was kind of changing my style on stage. And I was like, well, it's kind of short. And I'm one of those people that look, and I guess I get it from my mom. I look at my legs and I'm like, well, my legs are definitely not in my 20s or 30s anymore. And this was a shorter dress. I'm like, I don't think I'm going to wear that again.
Yeah.
So it was fine.
Yeah.
Out of my closet. I was really good with that.
Yeah. Yeah. And you saying that about your legs.
Yeah.
I have had that conversation so much.
Okay. I'm so glad I'm not the only one who feels that way.
It's unbelievable. And I mean, finally, you know, one lady was sharing that with me because we talk a lot about how it's clothes and conversation. It's not, yes, we are selling clothes, but we're also like loving on each other.
Yes.
Like big time. And one lady was talking about her legs and another lady yelled from the back room. She's like, I feel the same way.
Oh
and another lady was like, I'm so glad that somebody mentioned that. And I was like, girls, I've got cellulite and I don't wear shorts ever. And then another lady said, if we're all feeling this way, why don't we just wear the shorts?
I know.
And I was like, you know what? Why don't we just wear the shorts?
Right.
And it has become a theme. People will come in wearing their shorts and they'll be like, look, Lindsay, I've got my shorts on. And I'll come around and I'm like, me too. You know?
I think I just got to step out of that.
You got to be hot.
Insecurity. And I don't wear a lot of shorts. And a lot of it is, you know, I have additional weight on my thighs. I come from a very big thigh family. And the cellulite, what bothers me more than anything, it's what my sisters don't have. White legs. They tan very pretty.
Well, spray tan.
And even when I tan, I'm like, guys, I got a tan. I can still stop traffic because I blind, you know, I'm blinding people. So yeah, I'm white.
Well, I think you should get a scooter skirt and just do it.
I probably should. And if I start doing it, I'll probably get really comfortable with it.
You will.
My husband will be like, I don't even know who I married anymore. Everything I know is a lie.
But he'll be looking at you like, You're welcome.
In the world of small business, every day feels like a whirlwind. Owners are constantly balancing tasks, struggling to find time for what matters most. But in this busy season, relief arrives. Introducing the Autumn Agency's Small Business Division. Imagine a team that not only designs websites and masters SEO, but also provides essential business tools and strategies. With the Autumn Agency, owners gain access to expert business consultants who offer personalized strategies and tools to optimize operations. From marketing plans to financial insights, our consultants empower you to make informed decisions that drive growth. Digital marketing, social media, branding, e-commerce, every aspect of your business is perfected. Visit us today at theautumnagency.co and let us be your autumn.
Oh my gosh. You just recently moved or added, I don't want to say moved because you're still here in Crossville.
Oh, yeah.
You've moved a part 2, I guess. You've expanded to Cookeville.
Yes.
What was the purpose behind that? And I mean, what's this like so far? Because you've been there, what, about a month, maybe?
Month and a half.
Okay.
Well, we get a lot of shoppers that come from Livingston, Baxter, Putnam County, the Upper Cumberland.
Yeah.
They come to the shop here in Crossville quite a bit, and then it's stretched into Lebanon, and then some Nashville ladies are starting to come. And I thought, maybe there's a need for it in Cookeville. Why not? And I just felt like I had the energy to do it. I was kind of getting the itch to try something else.
Yeah.
Because my team in Crossville here is just outstanding. They're the best team. These group of girls that work with me.
If you have team that can run a business without you, that's a good sign.
It is. But I can't be without the shop.
Right.
Is what I've realized. I can't be without my team.
Right.
Maybe the shop can be without me, but I can't.
Exactly. No, that's a good thing.
And that I've learned. But anyways, so I had this vision. I wanted a freestanding building to give it a go. I just was curious, could I do it? What would it be like? And it took some time because there's nothing available in Cookeville right now that's even affordable.
Yeah.
It's booming. And I found this spot randomly. It's right on the square, the courthouse square. It's on the corner of Washington and East Broad.
Okay.
And it's a beautiful old building. It's in the historic section.
Yeah.
I like it, but I'm ready to be home.
Yeah.
And things have shifted and things have changed in my life. And even though we started there in April and here we are mid-July, I've learned unbelievable amount.
Right.
Unbelievable. And God has brought this little girl in my life. She's 18. I know she's not little, soon to be 19. And I've never had kids, but that's my girl.
Right.
Like her mother even was like, "You're her bonus mom."
Aww.
So she calls me like that. Like that's my bonus mom.
Oh.
So I know I was meant to have her in my life. So I don't know what's going to unfold with Cookeville. It's doing its thing. It's doing well. But in my heart, I feel there's more for me to do in Crossville.
Right.
I want to pour into Cumberland County in other avenues, and other avenues have started to unfold. So what's going to happen with Cookeville? I don't know. But there's more unfolding in Cumberland County that I didn't know was out there. So
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So what I don't know if you can talk about any of the unfolding. What are these future plans or kind of this unfolding that's going on here? Well,
one that I can definitely talk about is, so I love teaching. I miss teaching.
Okay.
And I love working with adults.
Oh.
So I was offered an opportunity to teach a class at Rome State, and it's an online capacity, so I can do it when I can. And it's like an intro to college.
Okay.
And it's really an awesome program that every freshman has to take and pass.
Yeah.
And it's like, it talks about personal finance. It talks about writing a resume. All of these things that I'm helping ladies with already here at the shop, I get to do now professionally and a collegiate level. Yeah.
Right.
Again, rolling in it, but
of course.
Whatever. I'm excited about that. I wouldn't mind picking up another class to teach. And I'm praying on a few other things to unfold, and I'll be sure to let you know.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
So you're still pouring into the community one way or another.
Yeah. And the Crossville shop, like we're going to do a back to school event where we're going to sell some children's clothes.
Oh, fantastic.
Because again, like parents need a little bit of help.
I'm going to be quite honest with you. I have 4 boys.
Yeah.
And of course, they haven't been very well timed. My older 2, what I did was I had my oldest, and I remember his first big set of clothes that I bought him as a baby, because we buy tons of clothes when they're babies, was Ready, Set, Grow. They had a big consignment.
Yes.
I was living in Cookeville. And so I spent about $200 or so there. And I try to take care of my clothes.
And then, of course, I passed it down to my next son, 2.5 years later. And as we were going through it, we would just kind of resell it and use that money to buy more consignment clothes. It's just kind of, we rotated that. And then I got pregnant again at 37. And I did not have any leftover clothes because I thought I was done. So we started all over again, this time with Sweet Peas consignment. Courtney Wilson Peterson runs that. And so I was doing that, and I was realizing that with my older two, because they were still preteens and everything, I would buy their clothes there as well. Like, we did not buy a lot of new clothes, and I would just kind of recirculate, either, passing it down to the next kid or selling it to get money to spend at the next consignment sale that they had, because I had to keep doing that. And of course, by the time I had my third son, I thought that was the last one too.
Surprise.
And by the time it was, I didn't start using passing his clothes down until the 40s, because that's when I realized I was pregnant again. But, at least this time I'm selling clothes, and I know that we are not going to use them again. But I don't even sell them anymore because I have so many to pass down. I don't think I spent that much on clothes
because
as an overall budget, because I was frugal about it. And now, because I know that parents do, or, struggle putting clothes on their kids' back, nice clothes, I just give it away. I give my clothes to the Cumberland, the CF Storehouse. I don't typically give it to other thrift stores, because I know that CF gives their clothes away. I haven't done a consignment with Sweet Peas in a few years. I'm busy, and it's a huge undertaking.
It is.
But I usually just give it away to the Cumberland Fellowship Storehouse now.
What we're going to do, because we're only going to do our kids consignment for 2 days. Whatever doesn't sell, I'm going to box up and take specifically to the schools. Because nurses give out clothes.
Oh, I bet they do.
And that's not like public knowledge. They're not wanting people to just come and dump a bunch of clothes there. They want them to take it to different places. But I know what these nurses need. So we're going to box it all up, and we're going to take 1 or 2 boxes to each school.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love that. Wow. So are you guys taking in clothes? What, have you already started that?
I've not started that schedule yet. We're going to do that in 2 weeks. It's my first time, so we'll see. I always like to start small, So we're just going to use a little back room and do that. And make it.
That's awesome.
You never know.
Excited.
You never know.
So what have been the biggest lessons you've learned from transitioning from a teaching career to running a business?
Listen and learn. You don't know it all. Just people want to talk and want to share, and use your gut instinct to be sure that what they're sharing with you is truly in your best interest. And listen. Watching is really important. Kind of like getting out of your own head some, and just listening and watching other successful people. Has really helped. I lean in my faith a lot, and I hadn't been able to, just because I'm a control freak. And people say give it to God. Well, I can't.
It's a little hard. I'll give it to God, and then I'll look over his shoulder to make sure he's doing it right. That's me.
And then take it back.
Here, let me do it.
I do it better. Well, I knew that I had a couple of months to play with last summer, and so I remember thinking to myself, okay, I'm going to try this and see what that's all about. And I would pray religiously and consistently that, God, I'm giving this all to you. You take this shop and you do whatever you need it to do, and I will do what you want me to do. And if you can truly do that, put the seatbelt on, because he will take off. And he did. This shop is not me. It is 100% all him. And I know that sounds cliche. I know it does, but I hope you can see it in my eyes.
I can.
This is him.
And I have heard too many stories of people doing the exact same thing, and they're like, better fasten your seatbelt. This is what's going to happen. So I know it sounds cliche, but I've seen it happen
Yeah.
firsthand, secondhand. It's an amazing thing, and it's scary.
It's scary because I don't know. I don't know enough about all of it, but I know that I just walk it every day, and it's real for me.
Yeah.
So, listening and watching to other people that are successful, lean into your faith and truly just listen to God and His message. But something I've learned recently is, and this was from a podcast I was listening to with Jeff Bezos. Am I saying that correctly? Again, watching and listening and learning from other people.
Successful people.
Successful people. He said, don't compete with other people in your industry. Compete with your clients. And I was like, that's weird. What's that mean? I don't want to compete with my shoppers, my clients. And what he meant by that was compete with their expectation.
Yes.
Be better and do better than anything they could expect.
Right.
And that's what I'm leaning into now. I want to be better than anything my Cumberland County ladies can imagine.
Oh, that's incredible.
So that's where I'm at. I want to lean into and be better than any student that walks onto Roane State Community College campus and enrolls in my class. I want to be better than their expectation. And I just want to be better for them.
Right.
And I also want to be better for myself.
Of course.
Like, I want to do better for me. I want to start traveling again.
Uh-huh.
I want to start hanging out with my friends again. I want to embrace my marriage. I mean, we're wonderful, but I've been so consumed with everything. Right. I want to just embrace what God gave me with him, your buddy. You know Jeff.
Oh, absolutely.
He's hard to not embrace.
I know. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, he loves you. He said to say hi.
Oh, awesome. Yeah,
Will
you tell him I said hi?
He said, is she going to ask any questions about me?
I was actually sitting here going through, I was like, should I ask any questions about you?
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I've learned.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So what kind of advice would you give to someone that was looking to start a small business, and maybe one that had a social impact focus?
So you mean like if they have a business in mind they want to do, however, there's an
right
part to it.
Yeah.
I would say do it all yourself for the first year.
Yes.
Know the ins and outs, make all the mistakes, give yourself a lot of grace for those mistakes, which I didn't. Mm-hmm. But mistakes are going to happen, and that's how you learn. But do it all. Don't invite anybody into your idea until you know the ins and outs.
Right.
The minute you bring somebody in, then there's a lot of questions that you have to have the answer to, or you're going to lose the people, lose the focus, lose the momentum.
I agree.
And it's very, very, very hard, but really awesome things are just on the other side of a small amount of being uncomfortable.
Yes. I have found that true.
So small amount for me has been a year and a half, but we made it.
How do you balance the demands of running your business with your personal life? You're like, I haven't. That's why I'm wanting to do this.
You know what? I figured out it's not even a balance anymore. It's a dance.
Is it a graceful dance, or is it kind of?
It's like
is it a dance off of bring it on?
Yeah. It truly there is no balance to it. You just got to dance through it, spin through it, dance through it. There's no balance.
Let's talk a little bit about Jeff, just a little bit.
Oh gosh.
Okay, so
he's my favorite topic.
He's funny.
He's my favorite.
I remember one time, I can't remember which one of my younger ones, but he was screaming his fool head off in the middle of Las Margaritas. And in comes walking Jeff, and he said something wasn't mean. And I just sat there and looked at him like, help me. I mean, he just, oh my gosh, he's funny. Is he used to be an auctioneer, or he still is?
He still is.
Does he actually do like the auctioneering where he talks really fast and everything?
It's really incredible. In fact, he just finished the Blue Jean Ball. He does that every year.
Yeah.
And he only keeps his auctioneer's license because of the give back part of it.
Really?
He loves, he's a ham. You know that.
Absolutely.
But he only keeps it because he just wants to help. He loves to be an auctioneer, and he's very, very good. I want him to go and compete. Down in Texas, they do all these auctioneer competitions.
Really?
And I know I'm his biggest cheerleader. I truly am. He could win. He's that good. And he's funny.
See, I can't imagine. I know. I was like, I can't even rap.
Oh, come on.
No, not really well.
No Slim Shady?
Well, Ghetto Mel eventually comes out at home sometimes. But no, I can't imagine being able to prattle out all that out of your mouth. And I would have never, in high school, I would have looked at Jeff and never would have thought that guy's going to be an auctioneer someday.
Oh, no. No, but he is, and he loves it.
And my sisters and I always thought he was hilarious. He's one of the funniest people in this entire area.
He shoots from the hip constantly. And right now he's in real estate. So we finally were able to bring him home, and he works for Fairfield Homes, Glade Realty. And I can't imagine being one of his customers in the truck, driving around Fairfield with him. I almost want to just do it.
Have a recording device in there and listen to him.
Can you imagine?
You guys could probably go viral.
I think we probably
just having like a dash cam, but just getting the actual dashboard in.
Oh, yeah.
And I guarantee you those videos could go viral.
Oh, my gosh.
He could have his own page. He would make bank.
I wish we should TikTok it or TikTok it. TikTok it.
Well, my church calls it Tickety Talk.
Yeah.
So,
That's what we
yes.
We'll do it.
That's incredible.
He's just funny, and he's so supportive of what I do. He comes up and he paints everything and he fixes everything, and he's the best partner. He's like when you're on the airplane and the oxygen mask comes down and gives you that breath of life.
Right.
He's my oxygen mask.
He's your breath of life.
Oh, love him.
I encourage anybody who's listening right now, when you pick your spouse, please pick them wisely. Sure, they're probably going to have good looks and they're going to be, intelligent. I cannot tell you how important it is to have somebody that not only pushes you to do better and supports you and encourages you as a big cheerleader, but is going to make you laugh at the worst times in your life.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's it.
That's my husband. I mean, he's had me laughing during funerals where I'm like, dude, you cannot be saying that. And it
just makes everything better.
But it does. It does. I mean, life is hard and life can be really sad. And it doesn't mean it's disrespectful in any way, no matter what the obstacle is. If someone can turn around and say something just a smidge humorous that kind of lightens the mood, just even for a moment. And it honestly usually gives me clarity.
That's true. It does kind of knock the marbles a little bit.
It goes back to that whole laughter is the best medicine.
It is.
And
it truly is.
A spouse can do that, so be very wise in who you choose.
And take your time.
Yes. Oh my gosh, don't be in any hurry. You guys got married. How long have you guys been married? I'm not going to give ages, but
5 years. Only 5 years. Yeah.
You guys are not in your 20s.
He's 45. I'm 43.
Oh, so she's just going to drop it.
I don't care.
You're like, I don't care.
No, these wrinkles here are earned.
So you guys have been married for 5 years. You're in your 40s, and y'all took your time with that.
Yeah. And we're both oddly pivoting.
Yeah.
New careers together. Like, he's in real estate now. He's been doing that. I mean, he's had his license for 20-something years, but now he's fully in it.
Now he's doing it.
and loves it. And,
awesome.
And I'm with Pretty Clothes Shoppe now and navigating that. And like I said, we're dancing through it.
That's awesome. I love that. That's so great. Is there anything else you would like to share with our listeners about Pretty Clothes Shoppe or your journey?
Oh, I just appreciate the opportunity to talk.
Oh,
that's all. Thank you.
I'm glad we were able to give you that.
Yeah. And thank you, Cumberland County. I mean, there's no better place to call home.
So where can people find Pretty Clothes Shoppe and learn more about your work? Do you have a website, Facebook, all of that? Just throw it out there.
Okay. So we're at 336 South Main Street in Crossville, which is right across the road from the hospital in town. We're on Facebook, we're on TikTok, and we're on Instagram. I've not yet created a website, but I'm working on that because I think there's a need for that. If you want to get involved with a lot of love, come by and talk to me. It is very private. It's It's not something we talk about, and it
It's
takes a
not
special
flashy. It's not showy.
No, it just takes a person that wants to be involved, not publicly. So stop by and see me. Let's talk. Bring me
Awesome.
your clothes.
Lindsey, thank you so much. I encourage everyone to check out the Pretty Clothes Shop. Support local business, support small business, and support people that, not only have a business, but have a heart for their community, because by supporting them, they can continue pouring themselves into the community. And I wish you a very blessed day. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Stopping when you're coming down, it's right off Interstate 40. It's my beloved hometown, Crossville, Tennessee. And when I leave, I feel so sad, not just because of mom and dad. It's for my love of hometown, Crossville, Tennessee.
Looking for the perfect gift for someone you love? Perhaps you're in search of something unique to treat yourself. Discover the beauty of uniquely created hand-stamped jewelry. Locally owned and crafted with love, our collection features rings, bracelets, keychains, and pendants made from durable aluminum and paired with natural beads. Enjoy necklaces on sterling silver-plated chains and earrings with sterling silver hooks for a touch of elegance. Each piece is hand-stamped and one of a kind, making it uniquely yours. Plus, we offer custom orders, and we ship nationwide. Find us on Facebook and Instagram today and fall in love with your perfect piece, uniquely created just for you. Uniquely created hand-stamped jewelry in Crossville. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of What's Up Crossville. We want to give a shout out to the amazing sponsors for their support. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to our podcast and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Leave us a review, and don't forget to share this episode with a friend. For more information about What's Up Crossville, visit us at whatsupcrossville.com. There, you can find upcoming episodes, resources mentioned in the episode, and even recommend future guests. Please note that the views and opinions expressed in this episode are those of the individual speakers and do not represent the policy or positions of this show, its related entities, advertisers, or the Southern Spitfire brand. While our discussions may cover a variety of topics, the content of What's Up Crossville is intended to inform, inspire, and entertain. It should not be used as a substitute for professional advice. For medical, financial, legal, or other professional advice, we encourage our listeners to seek the expertise of a licensed professional who can provide personalized guidance. Thank you for listening, and we'll catch you in the next episode of What's Up Crossville.